first of all, it was never done before what they did. It was like a bunch of superheroes.
Right.
And back then I was young, so I still was in the comic books. And you got all these characters, all these. If you wanted like some real lyrical stuff, you had Inspector Deck and Jizza. If you wanted the drug dealer street talk, you had Ray and Ghost.
Preach.
If you wanted just to do spitting, whatever, and kind of on some real, you had Meth. If you wanted a wild out crazy dude, you had ODB. You had RZA doing the beats and RZA with his flow. You had everything mixed into one pot. It's like a pot of gumbo. You had everything mixed into that one pot and provided you a great fucking meal. 36 Chambers
Jesus Christ.
Fucking amazing. From Bring the Ruckus to Shame on a Nigga to Wu Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. To Can It Be Also Simple to Cream to Method Man to Protect Your Neck. Shout out to RZA to being a genius to put Method Man as a single. Y'all was a group, but you had the vision to make that the second single after Protect Your Neck because you knew what that record was going to do and what Method Man had to offer for you to put that out there was fucking genius.
Right.
To what's the song? Tears.
Yo, Tears. That sample is one of the hardest sample flips I've ever heard. I'm sorry. I know there's a lot of hard sample flips, but go ahead, man. The way you
the mystery of chess boxing. Come on.
Yo, how many singles off that album? 6, 7?
Protect Your Neck 1, Method Man 2,
Cream
video, Cream 3,
Mystery Chess Boxing.
Mystery of Chess Boxing 4.
They did
Wu Tang Clan Nothing to Fuck With 5. Can It Be Also Simple 6.
Holy shit.
Yeah, off their debut album.
And I think there's another one missing because it was Wu Tang Clan Nothing to Fuck With was split with something, right?
Probably the was it Shame on a Nigga or Bring the Ruckus?
Shame on the Niggas at 7.
Yeah.
The way you just broke down an album, I never heard anybody break it down like that. That was probably the best explanation for it.
Yeah.
When it comes to my turn, I got nothing to say.
They covered every spectrum, every angle. They covered it. So that's why people love Wu-Tang because the drug dealers, they want to hear that drug dealer gangster talk. That whatever.
Perfect.
Ray and Ghost killed that. The struggle. You want to hear that straight super lyrical talk, whatever. Jizza and Inspector Deck. You want to hear that wild out kind of abstract type, whatever. RZA, ODB. The Method Man just give you that straight hip hop, whatever like that.
Got that charisma.
Yeah, that
flow.
charisma, that lyrical. Then you had Yuga. All of them added something. Even though people, whatever they say about Yuga, Master Killer, they added something when it came to the group. They added. You needed that Master Killer, that real, like, you know what I'm saying.
I tell you this, Master Killer had his solo album was better than a lot of the other solo dudes on Wu.
And Yuga, I liked it for what it worth. The stuff that he did, with them, like they had it covered. They had the Kung Fu. Who was coming out with the Kung Fu stuff? Nobody like that. They had
AKAs.
Yeah, the AKAs. The
everything
Gambinos.
about it was original. If you want to talk about originality, if they had the originality Hall of Fame in no matter what
Wu-Tang.
field it was, Wu-Tang's in there.
Everything.
Yeah. They start.
Yeah. This your boy Rich Notch.
And I'm Brock Landers.
And this is Chop It Up Hip Hop. And today we gonna bring you nothing but Wu-Tang, everything. You just heard that sound bite. So you know we real live Wu heads.
Word.
You know, that was from a previous episode. Yeah. So we're gonna review the saga continues. We're going to break down the saga continues, and then we're going to throw Wu Tang Clan on the chopping block.
Yep.
Now, let me explain once again. I know it sounds negative right away. The chopping block necessarily is not a negative thing. We just break down their career, their music, the effect they had on hip-hop, everything they did since when they first came out. And then at the end of the chopping block, we basically decide, do they stick a fork in them? They're done. We're not looking forward to no more projects from them. It's a wrap, like move on, or do they survive the chopping block? And we actually looking forward to more albums and more releases and everything from Wu, you know? So started off, Brock.
So the anticipated Wu-Tang album drop, the saga continues. A lot of people were hyped for this album. It's been a while, especially after Since Better Tomorrow, which was a huge disappointment. People looking forward to this. The first 2 singles are hard. Here we are, new Wu album, man. So what are your thoughts, man?
Well, I'm going to keep it all the way a buck. I had high expectations for this album because the last album was terrible to me. A Better Tomorrow. I'm going to be honest.
I agree.
I did not like the album at all whatsoever. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of Wu members that would agree with me when it comes to this.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
They
because
won't even argue with you.
exactly, they wouldn't even argue with me. But if y'all know the history behind that, the whole I think RZA was dictating how he basically, I don't know, he wanted to try something new.
Whatever the case may be, it was
Yeah, it was a bad album. So I thought, usually when somebody makes a bad album and a lot of the fans also say that it's a terrible album, that the next project is going to be crazy. So that's what I thought. I was looking forward to the next Wu project, especially when I heard RZA saying, "Oh, we're going to have Ghostface executive produce the next project or pick the beats and everything." I remember RZA saying that. I like, okay, let Ghost Ray, let's get back to that Wu that we was raised on, that Wu that we love, that sound. So that's one reason I thought the album was going to be crazy. Then I heard the 2 singles, which were crazy, with Redman. I think, what was the first one called?
People Say.
People Say, yeah.
Red Meth, I think Deck.
And Deck, yeah, crazy. Then the second joint with Red and Inspector Deck.
Lesson Learned.
Lesson Learned, crazy. So I was hyped. Even though I heard like Mathematics is supposed to be producing this whole album, like basically like RZA's not producing it, just it's Mathematics. I was like, okay, but once I heard the 2 singles, I was like, nah, I get it. I like where it's going. I like the feel. They're gonna redeem themselves. But I was wrong.
You know what? Because I'm such a Wu head. You know that.
Yeah.
I'm the guy who bought albums that people laugh at me to this day about. I'm the guy who bought You God's Golden Arms album. I mean, shout out to my man Rye holding down 8100. To this day, he abuses me for buying that album. I used to buy anything with the W on it. So I can't hold this in. Listen, man. Let me just put my review in, man. I'm sorry. This comes from Wu head. Anybody knows me knows I've been repping Wu since the beginning. All right. I'm going to say this. Positive. Good album. Definitely a good album. I give it a 7. I give it a 7, 6.5, 7.
I give it a 6.
It has a good feel. There's not one song on it that I say that to me is trash. You got it's a lot of decent songs. Besides the 2 singles, the rest of the songs are just, they're good. They're good. Nothing crazy besides the 2 singles. Now, I appreciate Mathematics did a good job, try and get people together, put out this album, good production. Now, here's my negatives. This is not a fucking Wu Tang album.
Yeah.
This is not a Wu Tang album. This is more of a Wu music album. People are like, what does he mean by that? This ain't the band Wu Tang. This is more like an affiliate collaboration album. To me, I feel like I think this was started out as a DJ Mathematics album. And to get interest in it or people to buy it, they threw the Wu name on it, which it kind of irritates me that they're using the brand to sucker people into getting it. But it was still a good album, but they used the brand to sucker people thinking they're getting an official Wu album. Why do I say it's not a real Wu, the band album? Because, okay, we'll start off with this one, Notch. Let me ask you this. What does Protect Your Neck, Triumph, The Jump Off, Pinky Ring, Life Changes, what do they have all in common?
They all have every Wu member on it.
Oh, ding, ding, ding. I think you're going to get that. All right.
Ding, ding, ding.
Now, one, they didn't have that on this album. And Better Tomorrow, I'm not sure if they had a song with everybody on it. It doesn't matter because it was garbage. It doesn't even matter. But that's the thing. It didn't feel like they were united. It didn't even feel like they all recorded with each other on this one.
Well, I heard Meth say that in an interview. I think I heard him say that a lot of the verses was already done. Mathematics had it in the computer from old stuff and just put it together. But you could tell it don't feel like they was in the studio sitting down recording it, like vibing together, building. It don't. You can hear it.
Right, exactly. And so that was one thing. Like they didn't have that one crew song on it. Another thing was every song was about like 1 or 2 people. I mean, I think one song had the most 4 people. And they weren't all Wu members, affiliates or Redman or somebody, Sean Price, which I'm not mad at. But this is my point of saying how I think it's a compilation album that they use the name Wu Tang to sell records. There's a song there, Meth and Red. What's the name of this song? Could Go Bang. Yeah. 1.5 minutes long. That makes a Rottweiler seem like a 10-minute song. A minute and a half. Like, come on, man. What's the point of that?
It definitely
Here we
doesn't
go.
feel like a Wu
There's
album.
songs with 3 people on it. 2 of the people you don't even know who they are. Shout out to them though, like getting shine. But people are buying this to hear a Wu album. There wasn't that like you were saying to me earlier. There wasn't that Street Ray and Ghost song like that they
was
all
missing.
have.
That was missing.
There was like a huge element of what you usually hear from Wu records missing.
GZA was only had 2 verses on the whole album. How's the most lyrical one?
Yeah,
like lyrics, the most lyrical one out of the whole clan, I would say is GZA. My favorite is Ghost, but I'm gonna keep it 100. The most lyrical one out of the whole clan is GZA,
right?
And he only has about, I think, 2 verses on the whole album.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
I don't
listen. Old Dirty Bastard's not on it for obvious reasons, but RZA in the interview saying, "Oh, he's on it. You listen to it. It's like an old clip they play from what he said on stage. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, you could have just said he ain't rapping on or something. Like, it's things like that bother me. Like, they're like, it's like they're like, I don't want to say culture vulture, but they're just like trying to like fool the fans into buying this album. Yo, I listen. If I would have had more respect for it, it was just a Mathematics album. I'm like, yo, this Mathematics did this thing. You know what I mean? But listen, you got.
It was definitely a Mathematics album. It's supposed to have been Mathematics Presents, or for y'all, my fellow Wu heads that really know about the Wu, y'all know when they had the Swarm albums.
Yeah.
So the first Swarm album was hard.
Yes.
Hard. Part Volume 1, whatever. Then they came out with the Swarm 2. This could have been the Swarm 3.
Yeah, or Legendary Weapons Part 2, something like that.
Yeah, this doesn't feel like a Wu album. It doesn't have that dark feel, that grimy feel, that Wu Tang feel that we're used to. It don't have those, like you said, the Ray and Ghost records, it just doesn't have that feel to it.
And it's
I give it a 6.
There's a lot of Wu heads out there that are gonna disagree. I'm like, oh, you Max ain't here street shit's about progression. Don't give me that BS. Stop with the progression excuse. Stop it.
If it was just a Mathematics album, it would be good.
Because you'd be complaining when like, oh, it sounds so. It's like the same people that say it's progression. The same people like that complain that they want to hear that old shit. They don't like the new music, but they want to hear the old stuff. So don't. But when it comes to your artist, it's okay for progression. I don't want to hear it. I do not want to hear it. Yeah. Like I said, this is a good compilation album. This is not a Wu Tang album. That's what I'm bothered about. I'm not so much the music, but how they try to bamboozle us fans.
Yeah, but it's going down in history as a Wu album.
Yeah,
it's
well,
going
you know what?
down.
That's RZA's fault.
That's the sad part.
You put the Wu Tang name on it. You promote it like it was a Wu album. You know what? It's gonna go down as your Wu album now. Now it's gonna be part of your catalog.
And you owe the fans. You owe the fans. Y'all owe the fans, or whoever's in charge of this. Y'all owe the fans after a better tomorrow.
Yeah.
Y'all owe us better than this. Like, come on, we deserve better than this.
It was good, man.
It was decent. It was decent.
But like, you know,
I was a little disappointed. I'm more. Ram hit me up. Ram said he won't play it in his car at all no more.
Shout out to Ram.
Ram said he's done. He said not playing it ever. It's never getting played in his car. He actually said it's garbage, which I disagree. That's taking it too far, but that's Rams.
Yeah.
You know, but it's definitely not garbage. It's definitely worth listening to. It's just that if you're looking for like that hard Wu album, or if them 2 singles got you gassed up like me, got you hyped up, don't get too hyped. Yeah. That's all I'm going to say.
And another thing, even though people feel he's not nice or probably don't like him as much, You God's not on the album at all for reasons with the legal issues with RZA, but he's still part of it. Like, you know what I mean? He's still missing. You know, he's still part of it.
Yeah, he's still part of it.
It's still another personality that you used to hearing that you never know. People might feed off his energy and do certain things when they step in the booth with him not there at all. You never know. You never know what he contributes behind the scenes. He's missing.
He's missing.
Instead, they substituted people we never heard of, thank God they put Redman and Sean Price on there because those were very good substitutes.
Shout out to Pun Sun. Pun Sun was on there.
Pun Sun, very good substitutes.
He did his thing.
But I would rather see a song with Ray, Ghost, Deck, Jizz, and Session seeing a song with it's just meth and then a guy you guys never heard of, you know, like if I'm buying the Wu album, you know, that's what I want to hear.
I want to hear Wu.
But that's my. I give it a 7 at the most, 6.5, 7.
I give it a 6.
What's your overall scope of this?
I give it a 6.
Right.
On 1 to 10, I give it a 6.
What's your personal feelings?
You said it all.
I said it
Like
all.
yeah, you said it all. Like basically, I'm not gonna repeat exactly the same thing you said because it makes no sense. But it's basically what you said is how I feel. Like I just feel I wanted a Wu album, and I don't feel I got a Wu album.
Yeah.
And like I said, we would have this would be a totally different discussion if they would have presented it as Mathematics Presents as a mathematic album. I would have been like, all right, this was a cool mathematics album. It was good. But the fact that y'all presented it as a Wu Tang Clan album, it upsets me. I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say about that, but
see, I'm
I still feel they're the greatest hip hop group of all time. This doesn't take nothing away from them being the greatest hip hop group of all time.
Right.
And by me saying that, like everybody know, like I said on IG, I'm a huge Tribe Called Quest fan and Mobb Deep fan, and they're right behind Wu. If you ask me, like a Tribe Called Quest and Mobb Deep, like I was really raised on them, but I still would say Wu to me is the greatest hip hop group of all time. If you looking at all around music, impact, everything,
everything,
like every facet, you would have to say Wu.
Yeah,
you would have to. Everything that came from under that Wu umbrella, like it's just amazing. If you really sit back and look at the albums and the songs and some of the underground songs that didn't make it, that was hard too. It's like a Tribe Called Quest had classics. They gave you classic albums and material.
Yes.
But it wasn't like Q-Tip, Brandstorfer had these classic albums, and Phife had these classic albums, and then these other affiliates from underneath them came from a Tribe Called Quest and did classic stuff. Like Mobb Deep, classic albums too. You know what I mean? But Mobb did have a lot of underground joints. But Wu, like the impact just worldwide is phenomenal.
The tattoos,
phenomenal. Without doing a bunch of commercial watered down stuff, for them to be that huge, in all these other countries, it's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, but so let's throw them on the chopping block. You know what I mean?
Let's go.
Let's get them. Let's see what they. Let's break down their whole career and everything, and we're gonna start it. Actually, before we put them on the chopping block, I want to holla at Spills.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? I want to get Spills on the phone, my man Spills, and find out what he thinks about the album.
Spills holding it down in Carolina right now.
Yeah,
right?
he in North Cac right now.
That's what's up.
My brother from another mother, you know, Spillio. Let's see.
Let's get him on the horn.
Let's see what he got. Yep.
Yeah.
Yo, you hear me? Sound better?
Definitely.
All right, it was good, boy. Yeah, we got you. Speak to the people. You on it? You live?
Yo, peace. It's your boy Spills, live and direct, Far Rockaway.
Yes, sir.
Residing out in Charlotte right now. Peace of the gods. What's good?
Was good.
Spills.
Yo, Brock Landis was good.
Chilling, baby.
Yeah, we you know this is the Wu episode, everything Wu. We just did a little review on the album and everything. The saga continues, so we want to get your input. What's your take on it?
Well, I thought it was a dope project. Anytime I hear anything Wu, it's always good for me because Wu played a major significant role. Once they dropped around 93. So just hearing anything from them is always good. I thought the project was like a good 7. I was expecting to hear more from the actual members.
Right.
But to me, overall, it's a good project.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Well, you and Brock, y'all on the same page because he gave it a 7. I give it a 6. But, I just wanted more of that Wu feel, which I didn't seem to get on this album.
Yeah, I didn't hear you, God. I was looking forward to hearing you, God.
Yo, he just talked about that.
I was looking forward to hearing you, God. You know what I'm saying?
And I know Jizz is your man. I know that's your favorite Wu member, and he only got like 2 verses on the whole album.
Yeah, I was looking to hear more from Genius too. Genius is definitely one of my favorite lyricists out of the camp. I just think they had some features in there that was a little abnormal, but I think it was dope too. I like hearing Sean Price, And Redman has always been one of my favorite artists. So
That's
it
what's
was
up.
good hearing them on a project. I just wanted to hear a little bit more of the Wu Camp on it.
I feel the same way.
Yeah, it was dope though. G's Up to me is one of my favorite. Even the first joint that came on with Meth and Inspector Deck, that was good.
That was
But
good.
I did want to hear more. I wanted to hear. I could just tell it wasn't more RZA beats. I wanted to hear more RZA. But it was good though. It was good for me.
All right. So what's your Wu? How did they affect you, or how you feel it affected hip hop in the beginning, like when they first came out and everything they did, like from when they first came out to now to like whenever, like how do you like? What's your whole scope on Wu Tang as a whole? They music, they catalog, they impact everything.
I mean, I think Wu Tang is one of the most influential groups ever in history. You
Agreed.
know what I mean? And hip hop wouldn't be where it's at if it wasn't for Wu. Honestly,
Totally agree.
Wu Tang opened up our eyes to a lot of things. Or I think it opened up the eyes of the world to what we really go through in the inner cities. What we really go through. In the environments that we grow in. And it was embraced. Them dudes sell out in Asian territories and European territories on a regular basis. So, just that how influential they were, that it was a part of me. They influenced the way I picked up the pen and the way I formulated my bars or whatever the case may be. And I'm sure a lot of the artists that came out after them, Wu-Tang influenced them also. So
without a doubt,
they are the most influential group in hip hop, period. In my eyes. So they were. It was definitely what hip hop needed when they came out. So I'm glad to be a part of that era of being able to follow them throughout their whole careers, throughout all their catalogs. Wu-Tang never let me down, honestly. So,
big statements there. That's what's up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. But I'm glad y'all doing y'all thing with the podcast. I appreciate
Thank you.
the call to my input. I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for this aspect, but I salute y'all. Y'all doing y'all thing, man. Keep up the good work.
You already know we're gonna have you come on when you touch
Definitely.
down, when you come out here to NY, when you come back to visit. We're gonna have you up to the show.
I'll be honored, man. I appreciate that for real.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, man. Anytime.
Quick question: what's your favorite Wu album of the solo joints?
Oh man.
Hold on. No, first question. Besides 36 Chambers, where everybody already gonna enter the first one, into the 36 Chambers. Besides that, what's your favorite Wu album as a clan? And then what's your favorite solo Wu album?
Oh man, favorite Wu album as a clan. I have to go with Wu Tang Forever. Because that album. I mean, for one, that Triumph beat is one of the ultimate tracks in history. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Spills, if I had a top 5 beats of all time, Triumph is on my list.
Oh yeah, you have to put that. Like that beat is incredible.
It's just bananas.
That beat is incredible. Now, as far as solo albums, that's kind of hard to pick because you had the Purple Tape that is super dope. Then you got I'm big on Ghostface. Ghostface Iron Man was it for me too. So it's as far as solos, it's hard. I would have to pick. Then you had Ghost. Then you had Genius first album. There's a lot of classics.
I'll make it easy for you. I'll make it easy. I know it's difficult. I'll make it a little easier for you. Your top 3 solo, no particular order, just your top 3 solo Wu albums from the Wu members.
Oh well, it gotta be what I just mentioned.
All right, Jizza, Ray, and Ghost.
Yeah. The Purple Tape, Iron Man, and Genius first album.
Liquid Swords.
Liquid Swords was serious.
Definitely.
So those to me, and then Meth is after that.
Whoa, what about Old Dirty? What about Old Dirty return to the 36?
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying.
What about Ghostface Supreme Clientele?
Yeah, see, it's a lot. It's a lot. I just can't pick one. You know what I mean? Because each one came out in a different era, and you in a different mood on where you at in your life. Like, to me, I know it's hard to pick. You know, I like Supreme Clientele, More Fish, Bulletproof Wallets. There was a lot from Ghost. But I gotta stick with my top three, and that's gonna be Iron Man, Purple Tape, and Liquid Swords.
That's what it is. Mm-hmm. All right. So, all right, yeah, good. Good looking on. You know what I'm saying? On the calling and everything, and we're gonna continue putting them on the chopping block because we got them on the chopping block right now, Wu Tang. So at the end of the chopping block, we're gonna decide should we stick a fork in them or they're gonna keep going with it. You know what I mean?
No doubt. Well, I'll let y'all do your thing. Big ups to Chop It Up Hip Hop.
Thank
y'all
you.
Y'all keep doing y'all numbers. I look forward to coming on the show when I touch down.
All right, that's what it is, boy.
All right, boy. Peace. I'm gonna get with y'all later.
Yo,
Peace.
Be easy.
All right.
All right, so you heard it right there from Spills.
Bill's
Spillio.
on the calling.
Yeah, on the calling and everything. So, yeah, so, all right, let's start it off. So, it was 92, 93, right?
Yeah.
92, 93?
93, I think the album dropped.
It dropped. All right. 36 Into the 36 Chambers, without a doubt, is top 10 greatest hip-hop album of all time. Without a doubt. I would put it on my top 10.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Every facet it hit. Impact, rhymes, beats, originality.
Impact was crazy. The whole
whatever
Kung Fu sound bites, the logo, from the first video, Protect Your Neck with black and white and everything, to the Method Man single, to like that whole album right there was without a doubt, it has to be considered top 10 greatest hip-hop album of all time. It has to be on that list. And to show you how ill Wu is, and now we're just going to talk about Wu. We're going to chop it up about Wu. They have that album, which would be on the top 10. And I would have to say they have two more albums that could easily make the top 10 greatest hip-hop albums of all time.
Think so.
I'm going to say.
You mean group-wise or altogether?
No, I'm talking about just hip-hop albums.
Okay, yep.
And we talk about anybody hip-hop albums of all time from the 80s, 90s to 2000s. Into the 36 Chambers would have to be on the list. To me, is on my list. It should be on everybody's list if you're a real hip hop head. And then I arguably you would put Cuban Links, Only Built for Cuban Links.
Yeah.
Purple Tape, and you could easily put GZA Liquid Swords.
You could.
Like Cuban Links to me, like without a doubt, is on my top 10 too. That's on my top 5, honestly. Like I love that album.
Masterpiece.
It's a masterpiece. It's past a classic. It's a masterpiece. It's like a movie. You listening to a movie, like you watching like a Martin Scorsese flick or something. It's like
it's crazy, man. Oh, that was a great album.
From the skits to the intro to the ad libs,
everything. Even the beats. It was like the music was telling a story, sort of. Like each beat had this feeling. Like it was crazy. Well thought out album. If it was thought out, it seemed like it was
masterpiece. I don't give that title to a lot of albums.
I probably only give 3 albums a masterpiece.
Yeah, and that's one of them. I probably only give 3. Yeah, I could think of 3 albums I would say masterpiece.
Right.
And that's one of them. So with that being said, that like I said, GZA Liquid Swords, Method Man was a good album to Cal.
The hype killed it.
There was a lot of hype around Meth.
It was a good album, but people expected a whole lot more. Now, was that the first solo or the second? Was ODB the first one?
I think Meth was the first.
Was he?
Cal.
I don't know why. I always get that confused because I know he was the most hyped, but for some reason I thought that they dropped ODB before him. I don't know. Maybe I'm just.
No, it was Meth, and then right behind that was ODB.
Yeah, okay, because Meth was the most hyped.
And Meth, like I said, I heard a story back in the days. I don't know how true it is that
floods.
Yeah, the flood that it damaged a lot of stuff. So that was like a rush job with whatever stuff he saved, and then they just put out the Cal. But from what I heard, the Cal was supposed to have been a totally different album.
They said that for a few albums. Because RZA had like 4 floods in that basement from what they've been saying, son. Because I heard that's what happened to Dex album. I heard that's what happened to Tikal 2. Like, I don't know. I think they said that for a few albums that there was floods. How come there was no flood during the Iron Man only built for Cuban Links?
I mean, for some reason, I think Meth could have been I don't know. But like I said, the Method Man album was good album. ODB, to me, was a classic. Return to the 36 was a classic.
It was hard album. I don't know about classic. It
was a classic album. Yo,
it was hard.
Brooklyn Zoo.
Yeah.
Classic.
True Master. Shout out True Master on that beat.
Shimmy Shimmy.
Yeah. Yep.
Classic.
Cutting Heads is like one of my favorite.
Cutting Heads with RZA.
It sounds like an old demo, but I love that song, man.
Yo, what's the other joint? Rawhide. Classic.
Raekwon got busy on that.
Yeah, who else was on that song?
Meth did the hook.
Yeah, Meth got busy on that too. Meth got busy on that joint. What other joints?
Yeah, there really was no corny songs when I'm thinking about it.
Nah, I'm telling you, that was
a classic. Yeah, I'm just because I feel like lyrically he didn't really bring nothing.
I mean, he had his own style, Old Dirty. Yeah. We don't know what he was on. You don't know if he's just freestyling, but it fit the whole hip it to the hopper and you just don't stop it. Then the beats, Damage, that joint was hard. The stomp going down.
Yeah, he has some joints.
Snakes, like Old Dirty album was crazy. Ghostface, of course, Iron Man. That album was hard. Like Iron Man, like I said, a lot of people say, some people say Supreme Clientele is his best album.
Nah, I don't agree.
Supreme Clientele was a crazy album.
That's a classic. I like Iron Man more because I feel like, I don't know, like Iron Man, even though Supreme was probably maybe a better complete album, but the Iron Man heavy hitting songs were hitting harder than Supreme Clientele songs. And lyrically, he was better on Iron Man.
Yeah, Supreme Clientele, he was on. So he's on his
Dancing with Blanche and them bitches.
Yeah. Supreme Clientele, but I like Supreme Clientele. I just like the feel maybe more. But Iron Man, to me, it's 10. That's a hard one.
It is. I'm not gonna. To me, like how there's people that like Low End Theory better than Midnight Marauders and vice versa. It's the same with this. I'm not gonna sit there and try to argue with somebody. I feel like it's pointless to argue.
Yeah. Like
so.
Yeah, definitely. What I was gonna say. Oh yeah.
All I Got Is You. I think it's one of the most beautiful songs, no matter what genre of music. That's one of the greatest songs ever. I'm sorry, that's how I feel about it. I love
Winter
that song.
Wars was my song on there. Winter Wars.
They all went in.
Motherless Child. Yeah, Iron Man was that was a tough album. Ghost is the most consistent out of the members. I would say that.
Definitely.
With the solo albums, he's the most consistent member. But yeah, Wu, and wasn't Wu one of the first to come with the Wu wear with the clothing?
Yeah.
With the hip hop clothing before everybody started really doing it.
They started a lot of shit, but they didn't capitalize on it like as much as like Puffy did with the clothing line, and even with the solo deals, everybody signed a solo deal. But still, like before them, if a group went solo, it's because they broke up. They were still a group. They were just dropping solos. Like that wasn't really done.
Yeah.
And after them, every rapper had their crew. All these crew albums. They kind of started that. Besides them and
the
Hit
AKAs,
Squad. Hit Squad was probably before them. But that was it.
Yeah, Wu definitely had an impact like that. I was watching something. I forgot who was talking about it. I don't know if it was Steve Rifkins. And he was saying how like Wu Tang Forever, when it dropped, I forgot what country it sold. It was something I think I sent it to you. It was something saying it was some crazy numbers they did overseas. And see, that's what people don't realize. Wu is huge overseas. Very huge.
And
like a Tribe is big overseas. A couple of other like hip hop artists over here are big overseas, but Wu Tang I think is the biggest out of any hip hop act,
that
artist,
logo,
crew,
logo
clan,
alone.
overseas.
Well, and they're so big overseas, and they know that, and they appreciate it. That a lot of y'all don't know. Wu Tang Forever, in the overseas version of albums, there's 10 extra. There's 2 extra songs. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
There's 2 extra, and they said because the love they get over there, they gave them 2 extra songs.
See, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Because us Americans don't be supporting, man.
Yeah,
don't be supporting real hip hop.
It did. If you look at it all, like I said, besides the classic album, first of all, everybody's album first, every member from Wu Tang first solo album to me was either classic or good.
Yeah.
Except for one individual. And like I said, I'm not. I gotta be honest.
Yeah.
U-God was the only one, for some reason, couldn't put out a classic or even a good. It don't have to be classic, but even a good project. And RZA was executive producer of it, or produced it, or
he executive produced all of them. But
I don't know what happened, why he couldn't work his magic for U-God. Because like I wasn't a huge Master Killer fan, right? But when Master Killer album came out, I'm like, all right, he knew how to pick the beats.
Yeah,
he got the Clan members on the right songs. Like it was a good album.
He picked the right music and styles for his style of rapping, and
exactly.
And he had songs where he was talking about stuff, like talking about females or whatever. Like he found his niche on that album. I felt like.
Yeah, and Inspect the Deck. His first album was good. Slept On album. Of course, Jizza. That was a classic. Liquid Swords, and like everything else. But U-God. And another thing, RZA, Bobby Digital album. I like that album.
Me too.
I have no problem with that album. I know it's people that argued with me about it not being a good album at all.
Yeah.
But I think he was ahead of his time on that album.
I think so too. I used to get blazed to listen to that album. I thought it was the greatest thing in the world. Shout out to my man Ryan again. He said like, "Yo, turn this off, man." Yo, I used to torture him listening to that album.
Domestic Violence is one of the hardest hip hop songs slept on ever. I think like Domestic Violence. Yeah. Even if you're not a fan of RZA, Wu Tang, whatever. Domestic Violence is a hard song.
NYC Everything, Method Man went in on his verse.
Yeah, definitely. Like that was a good album. Then you got the Swarm album. That was like basically a compilation of all
like the affiliates.
Yeah. Like what the mathematics should have been.
like this new album pretty much. My favorite joint to Swarm was SOS with Inspect the Deck.
I think I like Cobra Clutch. That was on there, right? Yeah, Cobra Clutch. Yeah.
And the other song with Cap, 97 Mentality, was that?
97 Mentality. Cap went in. Capadonna, man. Cappuccino the Great, yeah. So it's like you got all these albums. You got the impact that they made.
Can I just go back to the U-God one more time, just real quick?
Go back to U-God.
I think that came out because that came out during the second wave of albums. After the first Wu and all the first solos, that's when RZA started. He started. What's the word I'm looking for?
What?
Delegating the responsibilities to other people for the second albums. Okay. And that's when the fall off started happening.
Okay.
Like he had Power take care of this, and that guy, and he only took control of like a couple acts. And U-God's album dropped after a lot of their second albums are coming out. So, and he was in that wave of the delegated. I'm pretty sure he wasn't under RZA's control. I'm pretty sure. But his album came out it took too long for his soul to drop. And I have a feeling that RZA had really not much to do with it at all. And I only like 3 songs from that album. It was That's Gangsta, Rumble, and Bizarre.
Okay.
But I'm not making excuses for him. But I know his came out real bad. Really bad. But now you want to get to the second wave now? The sophomore albums?
Oh, the sophomore albums.
Because we did all the solos. The
first ones, right? Yeah.
Let's go. Go ahead.
Nah, just Ghost. Supreme Clientele. Ghost was the only one to drop back-to-back classics to me. Iron Man and Supreme Clientele.
Yes, definitely.
He was the only one.
Yes, definitely.
Everybody else on a solo is like, well, to Cal 2, Judgment Day, I will say this. At first, I didn't like it. It actually is a good album. it's just way too many songs and skits. Way too much
it's like
skits.
25 tracks.
And songs, yeah, it's out of control. If he would have cut it down to a nice 10 to 12, like Judgment Day would have been a real good album.
Speaking of Judgment Day, like the single, man, the single made it look bad. You spit the same verse twice.
Dangerous Grounds?
No, not Dangerous Ground. That was a good song. The song Judgment Day. Nah, that was Born from the Mind. 8 at the head is snakes.
Oh, yeah, that song was terrible.
He spit the same verse twice.
I don't care if he spit another verse. That song was terrible.
Yeah, but like how you spit the same verse twice in one song and your single.
That's that song where he's like, what's this? Smells like fish. Oh my God.
And then the second single, they try to get back of that fame off You're All I Need with Breakups and Makeups. Did not like
with
that
D'Angelo,
song.
right?
Yeah, did not like that song. Trackmasters at the beat. It did not fit with the album. It was I think he messed up. And like I said, I think those singles gave it a bad rap because I know a lot of people were taking a crap on it when it was out, but those people never really listened to it. I used to argue with kids. I was in high school in the drop all the time. Like, did you listen to it? Like, no. Like, how you know it's garbage?
Yeah, it was good. He just took too long to come out.
Meth always had this hype around him, so it was always hype, and then when you didn't get what you thought it was gonna be, it was like people really like crapped on it.
Yeah.
And I feel like he was like the start of the so-called Wu Tang fall off, which to me musically I didn't think they fell off completely, but they lost.
I don't really think they never fell off. They just made certain projects, but that's every rapper,
right.
every crew, every group.
Right.
Nobody stays, especially if you drop in material like that, albums like that. You're gonna drop some.
Well, to the masses, it was a fall off. To me, I was still buying the album, still listening.
Listen, the W to me was a hard album.
Yeah,
they third album with all of them together. The W was a hard album.
Once again, it seemed like they were all in. They had a couple features, but they were all in. They was all in it together. But a lot of people slept on that album though. Actually, yeah, definitely.
A lot of people slept on like Hollow Bones. That was my song. Red Bull with Redman. One Blood under W. I Can't Go to Sleep with the Isaac Hayes.
That's like my favorite track. That and Hollow Bones. And chamber music, Meth went in.
The Monument was hard. Busta Rhymes.
Yeah.
Gravel Pit. I wasn't a big fan of Gravel Pit, the single.
Listen, I like the song, but I'm not going to argue with anybody that says it's trash.
I wasn't a big fan of Gravel Pit, but so they second the sophomore albums. Who else? Old Dirty had the Big Baby. No Nigga Please.
Ninja Please.
Yeah. And that was a little wild.
Another one. I liked it, but I'm not going to argue with anybody.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with nobody if they say they don't like it. Raekwon, big disappointment. His second album, Immobilarity.
Did not like that.
I want my gas June to buy it.
Yo.
June was like, yo, should I buy this? Because he ain't hear neither album. So either should I buy this or Dr. Dre Chronic 2001. It came out the same time. And I told him to buy Immobilarity. I ain't gonna front. Until this day, he mad at me because of that. Like, wow. I was like, I was such a Wu head. How you said you were such a Wu head? I was like, nah, buy Immobilarity. Yeah, he's like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, Sneakerhead, all them Live from New York.
That was a good song. Live from New York, though, I was a little hyped for the album because that song I thought was hard. Yo.
My favorite Dread. That album was bad.
It was bad.
Sorry, Ray. No disrespect. That album was bad. I mean, he redeemed himself later on down the line with Cuban Links 2. Yeah. I like Cuban Links 2.
Of course, yeah, me too.
Yeah, that was definitely.
Had that feel.
Yeah, that was a good album, Cuban Links 2.
I actually, the third album was actually a step in the right direction.
Which one was that?
The Legend of Lex Diamonds, I think it was called. It was that was actually pretty good.
I think I know what you're talking about. That was the one where what was the single for that?
Was it Pitbull Fights or was that on Immobilarity? Pitbull Fights.
Was it Pitbull Fights? I'm not sure. I mean, Ray, like
Shaolin vs. Wu Tang was hard.
Yeah, Shaolin vs. Wu Tang was good. I like that album. His last album was good to me. The Wild. I actually liked The Wild.
It was alright to me.
The Wild was good. Come on.
It was good.
Come on. Well, what's your beef with The Wild?
Okay, do you have to really get into this?
I like The Wild. I think it was a well put together album.
I thought the production was actually pretty good. but the production didn't mix his style or flow, and a lot of the beats would drown his voice. But that's on him too, because a lot of stuff be drowning his voice nowadays.
Yeah, his voice is different. If you listen to the old Raekwon, like
he
Cuban
sounds
Links,
hype on records. Now it's just like, yeah, me and the Germans rocking mafia style. Like everything's mad monotone.
yeah.
Like he don't be
Egyptian
spitting how he
fabrics.
just be. Yeah. Me and the Arabics. Like what you saying? Sometimes like listen, I'm not trying to knock Ray, man. Like this is a Wu head speaking, but I gotta be truthful. The way he be rapping now is not how he used to rap. Like now, so a lot of times you don't even know where like it sounds like you don't even know where the bars start and ends. Like he be like overlapping the bars and the lines and like it just seems like
Ray
weird.
definitely changed his whole rhyme format over the years. His whole flow, his sound of his voice is different when you listen to like Glaciers of Ice or Criminology or Incarcerated Scarfaces. Is like it's different, but you know. I liked his last album. I thought
the Lex Diamond Story was the third album.
That's the third?
Yep.
Okay.
That was actually pretty good. It was stepping. Yeah, Pitbull Fights, All Over Again, with the singles. He had to sing. Yeah.
I think Jizz's sophomore album was pretty good. Beneath the Surface.
Very good.
I think that was a good album.
Very
Slept on. Nobody ever mentions it, but Breaker, Beneath the Surface.
The song we had RZA on the hook with the piano loop.
Yeah. That was hard. Yeah, joints on there. Mike Trippin', Publicity, Victim.
Publicity.
Yeah.
Great name of the magazines.
Yeah. Like he did labels before. Yeah, so yeah, they sophomore like Wu. It's crazy because everything that came out from that W is just bananas. Even if you want to start getting into the what would you call them? The affiliates like the Killer Army, the Grave Diggers. They had songs. Now I'm not gonna say the Sons of Man.
Yeah.
They definitely had joints that I liked back then. Songs.
Right.
Like I remember. Now whole albums.
Yeah, and I bought all those albums.
Yeah, I had everything. Like it's nothing you could tell me. If it had the Wu symbol on it, I was buying it. I don't care who, Killer Priest, Sons of Man. Grave Diggers, I was buying it if it had that symbol on it. But that's the impact that they had on us.
Yeah.
You know, Wu couldn't do no wrong. But so all right, so we dwelled on the past and everything. We talked about the present, the new album. Now, what do you think the future holds for Wu Tang Clan? As a clan, as a crew.
I after this album, I don't really see a future. Like They have the talent. They have the talent. They have the pedigree, but I feel like not everybody's all in. After 8 Diagrams, to me, everything they do is kind of like half-ass as a unit. Like when it comes to the whole crew, it's a half-ass effort, and I'm kind of getting tired of it. And I'm a fan.
And this is coming from one of the biggest
you could ask Eddie
Wu fans, Wu heads that I know.
Listen, man, after 8 Diagrams was a slept-on Wu album.
That album was hard.
People, if you didn't listen
what was the other joint? I don't mean to cut you off.
No, that's all right.
What was
Iron Flag.
No, not the Clan. Wu Block. Wu Block was good.
Wu Block was hard.
Wu Block was hard. Let's not forget that. Wu Block. Let's not forget what was the other joint they came out with? It was like a
Wu Massacre.
Wu Massacre.
Hard.
See,
Criminology 2, the song Alicia Keys on the hook when they sample.
Check out Wu Massacre. That was just supposed to be Ray, Ghost, and Meth.
Yep.
Wu Massacre, Ray, Ghost, and Meth.
Very good album.
Then Wu Block was hard with Wu Tang and the Locks. Well, it wasn't really the whole Wu Tang and the Locks. It was
just pretty much Wu Massacre.
Wu Massacre.
It was like
Ray, Ghost, Meth, and the Locks.
Yeah, pretty much.
Basically, yeah. 2 hard albums. But back to what you were saying, as far as the future goes for Wu.
I know, it's hard to get 10 members, 9, 10, whatever.
Capadonna.
People are leaving, people are coming in. It's on the same page. All right, I get it. That's fine, but stop putting out product as a Wu Tang Clan thing. That's just my opinion. Like even I went to a concert. It was like 8 years ago, Wu Tang concert. You sit there. Rosenberg was DJing. He was DJing for like 3 hours. These dudes show up. They come on stage like midnight. We're there for like 9 o'clock. That's fine, whatever. And then there's no Ray or Ghost. And it's like, what?
I would have been pissed.
Yeah, and like I said, they came on like exactly at midnight, and the doors open at 9. It was to be on at 10 o'clock, so they're like 2 hours late. 12:50, they wrap up the set. Show's over. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Wu Tang, as big as y'all are, the hits y'all have, y'all performed under an hour. And since that night, it's just like they just keep doing stuff that's like half-ass, whether it's with albums or this and that. Even the Better Tomorrow, members themselves were not promoting the album. They were like saying don't get it, like they didn't like it, and it's been going on since I think after 8 Diagrams. Like it's just, and as a fan, I'm getting annoyed. Like, listen, you're not gonna like insult my intelligence now.
If you're not gonna give us a full, I get what you're saying.
Unless you're not all on board,
yeah, don't do it.
I'm not sitting there getting hyped no more for your stuff. But do they have the talent? Yeah, to make a good album. But everybody's be on board. RZA needs I don't know. I know they all blame RZA. He needs to listen more. And it's probably not his fault. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not in the group or whatever. But something's not right. Just don't put the Wu name on it if it ain't everybody involved. That's my thing.
Something's definitely not right. Something's going on more than what they're telling us, because it shows in the music. You can't hide it. You can't hide when the chemistry is there. When everybody's on board, you see it, you feel it.
Yep.
When it's not there, you see it, you feel it, and it's not there. And like I agree with you. So far as the future of Wu, I'm gonna say, am I looking forward to another Wu project? Yes.
Yeah.
A real Wu project.
Right.
A RZA produced Wu project with everybody on board, not them emailing their verses to each other, like everybody there building. So yes, I'm still looking for a Wu project. Do I still think they could put out great music far as a crew and solo? Yes. Right. So I say, and shout out to like even like Meth getting into the movies and acting for like pushing, like Wu just did so much. RZA doing scores and everything. Right. Like the whole
And speaking of Meth, the last few projects, he seems like he's the only one that's really invested in putting in the work. Like he's putting in the time. Yeah. Like this album and Better Tomorrow, he was on most of the joints and he was spitting like the best he ever spit. Yeah. It seems like out of all the members, he's actually, when it comes to a Wu album, he actually he doesn't have a big head. And he actually gets to work and he's on a lot of joints and he tries to like put in the work to put good product.
And shout out to Mathematics for making that logo, because to me that's the best logo ever in hip hop.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of good logos in hip hop. You got the Rockefeller logo, the Public Enemy logo with the that's a great logo.
There's a lot of great.
There's a lot of great logos.
Nothing like that W.
Nothing like that W. That W is the strongest, most powerful, most popular hip hop logo
Look
ever.
at even the Rough Riders R. You don't think they got that from the W?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That was a good logo letter. Too. Yeah.
You just need that letter.
The No Limit Tank, all that. Bad Boys, all of them had great logos. But Wu, that W is the biggest logo ever. So I'm gonna say they survived the chopping block because they still have it. I'm still looking forward, and I know I'm not the only one still looking forward to more Wu. Like I'm looking forward to
Supreme
Clientele 2. I'm looking forward to Meth Lab. I'm looking forward to another Wu album. I'm looking forward to Cuban Links 3, if you may say it. Yeah.
Blackout 3, if that comes out.
Blackout 3, that's still Wu right there. Like
the new Master Killer album was actually good.
Oh yeah, you heard. See, I didn't get to hear that.
Loyalty is Royalty.
Okay.
That was really good. Like he got. See, if Master Killer could put out good albums, I don't know, man. Some people, man, like Yugo, what happened?
Yeah, Yugo.
I will go back to this, but come on, man. We were rooting for you. I was rooting for you.
Shout out to Capadonna. I want to hear another Capadonna album. Because The Pillage was good. I forgot to mention that.
Yeah,
The Pillage was another hard album. First album from Capadonna was definitely a hard album.
Even Jizza's third album, The Legend of Liquid Swords, was good.
Yeah.
What was the other one he had? Was on the intro, and the one that had paper plates on it. That was a good album.
I think that one was. Let me see. The Pro Tools.
Yes,
Pro Tools. Yeah. Pro Tools. Yeah.
Method Man's 421 to me was pretty good. I didn't like Takao O because to me, I think that album he tried to sound like Redman. It sounded like a Redman production type album. I don't know, but 421 was good. Who else had? I mean, like you said, Ghostface catalog is crazy.
Yeah, Ghostface catalog. Forget about it. Fish Scale, More Fish, Bulletproof Wallets,
Big Doe Rehab.
Big Doe Rehab.
Even the Wizardry of Pretty Tony.
Oh yeah, the Wizardry of Poetry. Yeah, the Pretty Tony album. Even what you call it had a couple of joints in there.
Got some joints.
What was the joint? Not the Pretty Tony album.
Yeah.
That wasn't the Wizardry.
No, the Wizardry was the one with the green cover.
Yeah. The Pretty Tony album had a few songs on there I like, but yeah, Ghostface. Like I said, Ghostface is the most consistent out of them, without a doubt. Without a doubt, his albums is. I'm always looking forward to a Ghostface album. Yeah, but so basically, I say they're good. They're good to go. They let me down a little bit with this. They definitely let me down with the Better Tomorrow, but they survived the chopping block.
Yeah,
Wu Tang is still the greatest hip hop group of all time.
For a reason.
Yeah, and I'm still looking for. They could easily get in the studio, and it wouldn't take much for them to drop a classic or drop something damn near a classic.
Right.
Like, if they get on board and RZA be like, all right, let me get back on my whatever Bobby Digital, whatever, like, and really.
Let me pick up my SAR 10 or my SP 1200
exactly.
and make beats on that.
It goes to Ray, sit down.
Put
He
down
supplied
the
them with that. Yeah. They could easily, without a doubt, it's not a question in my mind. They got it. So they survived the chopping block. Wu is still my favorite hip hop group of all time.
For sure.
You know?
For sure.
And then,
definitely not on. Definitely no stick or fork on them.
Yeah,
definitely
no stick or fork in them. They good money. They as a crew, as a unit, they're good.
But don't put out no half-ass shit.
Yeah, and don't put please. We beg of y'all. Like the real fans, we could tell. We know. You know what I mean? You might fool a few others, but we know. We know what it is.
Word.
We've been following y'all long enough. But all right. Anything else you like to add to it, Brock?
Tweet us at Chop It Up Hip Hop. Emails chopitup@gmail. What's your IG?
Hit me on Rich_Notch.
All right. And Chop It Up _Brock on IG. And
let us know what you think until next episode. So stay fit, keep it hip hop. See y'all next time.
Peace.